Hello, Aries. These are your tarot cards for April of 2023. I'm DanielleStimpson of Learn Reiki Philadelphia, and if you'd like to learn more about my live online Reiki certification courses or one-on-one distance Reiki and tarot readings, go ahead and visit learnreikiphiladelphia.com or check out the links in the description. So let's go ahead and see what the cards have in store for you. So Aries, this is actually a really great reading for you. Definitely recommend checking out your sun, moon, and rising signs. If you happen to know all three, that will definitely put a lot more precise meaning into the reading for your month. So what's the focus of this month? Queen of Wands is very much boss babe energy. It's very much managerial. You're going to be looking at getting things done and what has to get done. It's a lot of executive function type stuff. Everything from organizing to seeing all the different people, places, things that have to get into what order to accomplish as much as possible. That's going to be a big line of focus for you. So definitely a big thinking month for you for sure, and a lot of doing. How are you starting the month? How are you coming into April? We have an Ace of Swords. So this really tells me that the last month or so, several weeks, you've had the opportunity to really get very clear logically on some things that need to be done or changed. This is a burst of clarity when it comes to logic and thinking. So I feel like you've gotten some ideas of like, wow, this doesn't work. Wow, this does. Hey, this is important or not important. This is what you're going to be taking from the thought area of your life over into the acting on it throughout the course of the month. Looking at the rest of your cards, Aries, I would kind of recommend making a list of the things that are most important, what you want to do going forward. This is a nice like kind of pivoting moment or turning point for you. If you haven't already written down the things that have come through and gotten clear for you logically, some ideas you've come up with, some realizations you've made, it would be really helpful for you down the road to look back on. So what's the challenge for this month? Not that bad for a lot of you. The Star. So this is really one of the better cards in the deck. How does this show up as a challenge? The Star is all about being guidance. Hope springs eternal. Keep going. You might not be able to see the whole picture, but you'll have the guidance you need along the way. In the challenge, it's basically reminding you this is not a time to give in to apathy or laziness or defeatist kinds of attitudes. Do whatever you can to rally yourself out of that. And also definitely look out for those opportunities that come up. This isn't a time to kind of turn your back on your intuition or to turn your back on what looks like fairly obvious things coming in the distance. It's a time to remind yourself to keep a lookout for those opportunities, grab them when they go past. This is basically just a reminder to continue to work your magic and not so much don't give in to the I can't do it, this is too hard. And how do you do that? The best path forward is the Knight of Cups, which seems to be, well, it is very different than like a Queen of Wands energy. They're pretty opposite, actually. Knight of Cups is all about, he's often considered the false knight. This is the knight that goes out and he's more poetic and artsy, and he wants to collaborate with people, connect with people, learn about them, what makes them tick. It's a little bit more of a romantic kind of energy. So the best path forward, keeping your spirits up, socialize, go out and connect with people. Also look at people as possibly places where you can make those connections. This is very much like social butterfly, opening your heart a little bit and being a little, making sure you're not being too laser focused on work. I don't know that that's entirely possible to be super laser focused at work. If you do, you may end up kind of missing the forest for the trees a bit. definitely make sure to make some time for yourself to appreciate the arts, appreciate the people in your life. Go to something that maybe is a little bit different than your normal routine. This may actually help shake up things a little bit, where you can see things from a slightly different perspective, get some ideas, and really get the creative juices flowing, in addition to satiating that part of you that needs to have fun and be social. Whispers from your guides is the Six of Cups. Six of Cups is actually a really beautiful card. It can mean anything from looking back on the past with rose-colored glasses to a new start around the corner. I definitely feel like it's a new start around the corner. I also feel like this month shows a really big pivot. The star being in the challenge is like basically, as long as you don't quit, you're fine. Just kind of keep your spirits up. This is also really saying this is going to be a time in your life, this month and this particular time, that you will look back on with some nostalgia about it. And also for a lot of you, because this is in the whispers from your guides, kind of things your guides want you to know, take a look at things that you have already done. And especially because the Knight of Cups, reconnecting with people from your past might be helpful, especially if this is in alignment with like work type stuff, like connections you've made in the past. This is also looking back at insights, maybe the journals you wrote in the past. For some of you, it might be looking at content you've created or periodicals you've created and finding a new way to breathe new life into those. An idea you had that you might take off the shelf and revisit. It's going to be quite different when you rework it, but definitely take a look at the work that you have done, the connections you have made, all of the things that you have done that have brought you to this point, and see if there's anything that you could glean from your past experiences that would help at this time. This also includes reconnecting with people, as I mentioned. But yeah, definitely make sure that you are taking best care of yourself and staying as optimistic as you can, whatever that looks like for you, whatever your self-care components look like. This is going to be a much easier month than you've had. You're well on your way. Just do your best to keep your spirits up. Don't lose focus on the greater path that you are on. Don't lose focus of that North Star that we saw in the star card, and you should be absolutely groovy. So definitely remember to check out your sun, moon, and rising to see exactly how this shows up for you. And certainly subscribe with your notifications on so you are the first to know when your May cards are available. And if you want to drop in for my 5 times weekly Reiki and Crystals healing live stream, that's also here 5 times a week, same days, same times. And the subscription with notifications on will keep you abreast of all of my live streams. So thank you so much, Aries. You got this. Just keep going. You're about to see some really beautiful things come to fruition. You deserve it. You've absolutely earned it. So have a beautiful month of April, and I hope to see you again in May.